How's it going, folks? Welcome back to another Holocron for Star Wars Genesis. Today, we're going into some of my favorite armor sets in the game that you can get, where to get them, as well as what I wear personally. So let's jump in. So starting off with my favorite suit. So this is what I wear all the time. From top to bottom, I am wearing the hood that you get from the cosmetics vendor. I am wearing the Imperial mask where you can go into the Imperial compound. I'm actually going to go over that whole set later, kind of see everything there. So the Imperial mask is what I wear there. Kind of gives me a nice sweet Revan vibe. The Night Trooper armor. It's the Thrawn armor. You can get this again in the middle of the Imperial quest line when you do get your red lightsaber from the Night Sister. She has a battalion of Night Troopers guarding her. I am wearing the black camo waist to cover everything, and then a couple of Duraplast blast plates, which you can also get from the black market. Make sure you check out that. So that's kind of my setup. It's got pretty great stats overall. I believe it is maxed out. I will leave a link in the description so you can get the cheats, so that if there is an armor set that you enjoy, you can actually use console commands and cheats to get that resistance rating where it needs to be, so that if you are in the end game and you do see something that is a little bit more squishy, you can use those console commands to up your armor value. My armor values are good to go, so I'm usually just tanking all kinds of blaster hits from everybody. So that's mine. But before we jump into the rest of these, make sure you force push those like and subscribe buttons so you know every time we drop a new Star Wars Genesis content thing, piece, video, whatever. That's what we're doing. So for our first item, we are looking at the Neo Mandalorian armor. I love this armor. If you ever played Knights of the Old Republic, you do remember this armor. It's old school Mandalorian at its finest. I've only ever seen it in blue. It does have the mask helmet as well as the body. Very old school, very, very fun. It's called the Neo Crusader armor. You can find this for sure in the black market. I have also seen it drop on just random Mandalorian enemies that have, what is it? Not the Black Crusade. I have the armor. Let me know what I'm missing in the comments. The Shadow Collective, that's what it is. So it does drop off some Shadow Collective enemies, as well as just kind of randomly placed throughout the world. So this is a kind of a more rare armor. I haven't seen very many of these, but it does drop off Mandalorian Shadow Collective enemies. You can find it in some crates and for sure the black market. It does have very great stats, with your energy resistance being 816 on the armor itself. It also has lightsaber resistance, which is another 30% from incoming energy damage. If you do not know this, the majority of damage in Star Wars Genesis is energy damage. So that is going to be all of your blasters as well as lightsabers. I don't think anyone has a lightsaber, but just know for the future that is a thing. Up next is our Rebel Spec Ops Katarn armor. This is what you get at the end of the Rebel quest line, and it does pair up very nicely with the Clone Commando helmet. These stats are not quite as nice. It is legendary, so you do get some legendary bonuses off of it. So it does have blaster resistance, so minus 15% incoming damage from blasters. I do really like the automated Bacta, especially in Genesis, because your enemies are so strong. So automatically release Bacta spray within your armor when hit, and health is below 25% once every 60 seconds. So this is kind of a nice little quick revive, so that you're just less squishy, honestly, because especially the beginning of the game, you're very squishy. You're taking some blaster hits. This is only 750% damage resistance, or 750, which is 75% damage resistance, but still solid. And then blaster rifles do an extra 10% more damage, so that is great, especially if you are on the blaster rifles. For the helmet, I like to do the Clone Commando helmet to go with it. It is not legendary, but it is something that I have found in the black market. I've actually not been able to find it anywhere else, but it does look super great all together. together. If you are into the clone kind of style Commando, like old school, oh, what was that? It wasn't Rogue Squadron. What was it? You play, like, you go through Naboo and you're like that sweet clone trooper. I cannot remember, but it was awesome. Let me know in the comments because I forget all of these things. I've played a lot of Star Wars games over the years. So yeah, if you're into that clone Commando, this is the armor set for you. Up next is the extreme temperature suits. So this one, extreme temperature entry suit. So this is kind of our Darth Vader armor. The base looks just like Darth Vader. The helmet, not so much. I'm not sure why they didn't go full out on the Vader, but I would wear the base without the helmet, just so you do kind of get that sweet Vader armor. Wear something else on top, maybe. I don't know. You can roleplay however you want. I think there's a few cool masks in here where you can do like a little bit of a Malgus playthrough. But this one, the resistances on it were not changed. Yeah, the resistances on this are not great. So you're only looking at a 61 energy resistance. So this is one, if you do want to wear it, you definitely want the cheats. So again, find that in the link in the description so that you can use those console commands if you do want to rock the Darth Vader armor in a galaxy far, far away. This isn't necessarily my favorite one, but this is the closest that we do get to having Darth Vader armor. Probably also want to throw a cape on it as well if you want that full Vader outfit. Maybe throw a Mandalorian helmet on. Use the cheats, get it up if you are into the Darth Vader playstyle. Up next is Crosshair's armor. I absolutely love the Bad Batch. I hope that they do add more of the Bad Batch into Genesis. A decently strong value for armor. You're getting 68 or 684 resistance, which is 68% damage reduction. If you are playing a sniper class, it's probably good enough for you. You can also add things, change things. You know, we've already been over all those, but you can get this at the bottom of Geonosis. So when you are going through, I believe it is the Rebel quest. It might be, no, it's the Imperial quest line right after the Rat Ghouls. When you go into the bar at the bottom of Nar Shaddaa, you will actually see Crosshair sitting at a bar. You can't really talk or interact with him. He just kind of grunts at you. You got to kill Crosshair in order to get his armor. I absolutely love the Bad Batch. The Crosshair armor is fantastic, especially if you do get that sniper rifle. The whole thing looks great. It is very strong as well. Great resistances, great value. This is one that I actually just post up on my mannequin in my main base just so I can see it all the time. It's just one that I truly love. Up next is the full Night Trooper armor. I use this armor the most just because I really like the way it looks. I like the gold, I like the red, and it really goes into the character I'm kind of making in Star Wars Genesis with that like old school, new school Sith, kind of that Revan feel. Like if like Thrawn had his own Sith Lord, that's kind of what I'm playing into. Pretty decent resistances with 600 energy resistance, but it also has energized, which grants up to 200 additional armor the lower the wearer's health. So because I'm a melee build with my lightsaber, I really like this. I think this is a fantastic melee armor because you're going to get up to that 800 additional armor resistance as you kind of get beat up to the point where you're kind of indestructible. Also has ballistic shielding on it, which makes it a little stronger. I may have actually added that myself, I'm not sure. But you can also add all of the other things from the black market to make this stronger. This is a great base for your own playthrough. And I really think that all of the Stormtrooper and Clone Trooper armor is a great base for all the things that you can add in on top with the Genesis mods, with all the cosmetics, with the hoods, with the other things. I think that the helmet doesn't quite match. I think the whites are a little bit different, which is why I don't really use the Night Trooper helmet. But the helmet has great resistances as well with 50 energy damage. That's only about 5%, but for a helmet, that's really, really great. You're gonna get the majority of all of your resistances from your main armor, so everything after that doesn't really matter. Up next, the Partisan mercenary armor. Can you tell me who it is? Can you tell me? It's Saw Gerrera. It's Saw Gerrera's armor. It is is it rare? I can't remember what blue is. It's right below legendary. But this, again, has fantastic energy resistance. It's 700. Also has Sentinel, which is 75% chance to reduce damage by 50% while standing still. So if you are standing still with a Gatling gun, you're gonna tank some hits. And this is pretty solid. It does also, I believe, drop off some of just the regular Partisan mercenaries. But I believe that that's the common version. Legends, and Saw Gerrera himself has the rare version of it. You get this through the Rebel quest line. You just have to kill Saw Gerrera at the end in order to get his armor. So if you are going through that quest line, you're ending with 2 fantastic armor pieces. You get the Saw Gerrera first, and then as soon as you do finish it, you do get that Commando armor in camo. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word camo. Looks great. It looks tanky. It's big. It's thick. If you want to play a chonky boy, there you go. Up next, you've got the Krayt Dragon scale armor. So at first, I didn't like any of the craftable armors. If you haven't checked that out, you can craft these next 4 armor sets yourself by going through the story mode, checking that out, and the video's up over there. Check out the crafting guide for these next armors. So I didn't like them at first, but then I realized they are based off of old Legends Sith armor. I mean, I'm actually typing it in right now because I cannot remember who actually wore it. It's Orbalisk. I think everything is based off of Orbalisk, the Sith Lord. Yes, him. And then there's another one. Basically, it is based off of Sith armor. If you are playing a Sith and you want to play like an old school Knights of the Old Republic Sith Lord, all of this is the armor for you. The Krayt Dragon scale armor, I think, is the coolest because it kind of reminds me of some Skyrim stuff as well. It is very strong with a 788 energy resistance. You also get combat veteran, so minus 15% damage from humanoid enemies, as well as lightsaber resistance, which is minus 15% from incoming energy damage, and then Beast Hunter, so 15% damage from non-humanoid enemies. So you're minimal taking 30% less damage, period, from anything shooting at you for the most part. So 50% damage minimum, and then 30% on the top end for things shooting at you. I think this is a great armor. I know this one is super controversial. Actually, all of these next few are super controversial, but I like it, especially since it is old school Sith Lord. You can also get the skull helmet by beating the main story and crafting that in the table as well. If you want to play a Sith Lord, these are the armors for you. Then we also have our synthetic Vondon Kyric armor. Each one is a little bit different, but all of these do have the best resistances in the game at 1,000. Just so you do know, resistance does top out at 95%, so 950. So anything after that is just completely overkill. So you don't necessarily need the 1,000. You're not just like taking no damage. It caps out at 95%, so you're still taking damage. All of them do a little bit different things. So again, one of them is stealth. One of them is just complete resistance to damage. I believe one of them, the green one, does have 50% incoming energy damage resistance, which is pretty much everything coming at you, lightsabers, literally the whole shebang. The next one also does have the 50% energy damage, but it also has Chameleon. This is the red one. Blend with environment while sneaking and not moving, so you get kind of a little bit of invisibility. And then Analyzer plus 10% damage to scan targets. So kind of a cool little stealth build if you want to do that. And then the gold one, also your 50% incoming energy damage, but this one gives you bolstering, which grants up to 100 energy resistance and physical resistance to lower your health, which is a good amount. That's about 10%. And then automated Bacta. So this is kind of your jump in if you want to be a lightsaber guy. Jump in with that. You can also add the shoulder pieces to it, so it gives it a little bit more heft. I like a nice hefty armor, kind of like the pure Beskar heavy armor. I do enjoy that. I don't wear it, but I like layers on my outfits. I like having big bulky shoulders. So these are also a great base for your Sith Lord. Again, it is old school Legends Sith Lord armor. Tell me if you like it in the comments or not. Little quick shout out to the Hoth armor. I just like this one. Just quick one. It's nice. It's fun. You can also get the goggles and whatnot. It drops off Imperials on cold planets. There you go. Up next is the Royal Guard outfit. This is one that you can find while you are doing the Imperial questline, while you are inside of the Imperial compound. You can go there whenever. I do believe there's also a black version of this, but I think you have to console command it in. Don't know what that is, but there is also a black version of this armor. I do use the helmet for this. The specs on this aren't great. It is only 404 energy resistance, but it looks sweet. This is another great template for things. The helmet is fantastic. The boots are fantastic. I love the way this looks. This is one that I used for a while during my playthrough until I got my Night Trooper armor, and then I started using that. I love the helmet. It does look look very Revan. Everyone always thinks it's a Revan helmet. It's as close you can get with a Revan helmet, especially when you do put on the hood. So I love this one. It's not legendary or anything, but it looks super sweet, super easy to get. You can just kill one of the guards and just don't get caught. Sneak, kill the guard, grab that armor in the Imperial compound. Looks fantastic. So you want to be an Inquisitor. You can do that. It's called the Sith Elite armor, and it is your full just Inquisitor armor, your generic Inquisitor armor. It is called the Sith Elite armor. I'm going to let you guess where you get it. You get it off a Sith. So there are a few spots in the main playthrough that you do fight a few Sith, and they do drop this armor. It's not hard to find, but if you do kind of get attacked by Sith in space and then you board their ships, they will also have Sith armor. So just kind of keep your eye out for some Sith. They're Inquisitors for the most part. Just in case you didn't know, the Genesis lore is kind of like, it kind of goes with Starfield. It's like an alternate universe where I think the Clone Wars ended up being a little bit different, and then the Emperor died. I don't think the Battle of Yavin ever actually happened. I think we're like 4 technically BBY. I can't remember the whole lore for everything, but it is an alternate universe of Star Wars where things kind of branched off in a different way. And the Empire isn't like a complete just crap government. And they're actually kind of useful. So there's a thing for you. So little alt history for it. But Sith armor looks fantastic. Very easy to get if you do want to play as a Sith Inquisitor, just running around kind of doing bounties. Also not bad stats at 650 energy resistance. Not legendary, it is common, but the majority of all of the armors in this game are common, which isn't the end of the world. And then we have our Super Commando armor. This is going to drop off Shadow Collective folks. So you will find them throughout the entire main story. You will be fighting some Shadow Collective people and be getting this armor. There's a few different variants, but I absolutely love this variant of it because it is that Darth Maul Trooper. I really want the Ahsoka Trooper as well in this game eventually. I hope that we get it because I want to just have all of my people looking like different Mandalorian clans in my spaceship and base. I've been kind of filling out that a lot. If you do want to see kind of my base or get kind of what I do for my base, let me know. It's pretty basic right now because we're in my base right now. This is my main hub for everything. I'm still building it out. We got a workbench. We've got a little armory area that shows off all my lightsabers and a few of my guns as I'm kind of figuring out how to put it out and display it, but absolutely love this armor. I do think it has pretty good stats as well. Yeah, it does have great stats at 800 energy resistance, so 80% of all the damage incoming you are going to block. It also has lightsaber resistance 1, which is another 15% incoming energy damage, which puts you at the max of 95 energy resistance. So Super Commando armor, you do get it very early. You can get it from main missions, so keep your eye out for it if you do want that Darth Maul armor. And then to finish it up, we actually have a secret location for these last kind of 2 armor sets as well as a weapon. So you go when you're going through the Imperial quest line and you go to Kijimi to clear out some of the rat ghouls there. As soon as you land, you can actually get this next armor. So you're going down to the Imperial outpost, and then I believe it is right to your left. As soon as you land, you will see a shipping container, and it's going to be one that looks a little out of place because it's not covered in snow and grime and whatnot. It's got a little orange front to it. It kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. You just go over to that and go down the elevator. So it is, again, blink and you miss it. I missed this until the official Genesis Discord. Let me know how to find this. In order to get in, you are going to need to kill the first guard, and this is how you get your first secret armor set because this is the only place that you can get it. He will also drop a key card, and then you can go inside, and there is another one that has the red version of this as well. That was all good English. So kill those Imperial Armored Commandos, and you will get this secret armor set as well as their baton. So the baton itself is 650 damage, which is only a little bit less than a lightsaber. So if you want to go through and play with, you know, the baton that you remember the battle that Finn had with that first trooper, same baton, super fun, super awesome looking. But you also get this sweet new base. So fun fact, this is also a player house that you can play in. You can decorate it. You can do whatever you want. It's also got an armory spot for everything, and it's just all kinds of secrets down here that you can get. These commando armors also have fantastic stats at 800 energy resistance, giving you that 80% damage resistance for everything. So this is a great armor for the entire game as well. It's not legendary. It's worth a lot if you do want to just sell it as well. You can pick these up, but you get some sweet armor, a sweet melee weapon if you don't want to go the lightsaber route, but still want to do some melee stuff, not necessarily vibroblade, or play a sweet clone trooper that's just running around the galaxy doing stuff. So those are some great options as well. And with it being secret, this is a definite blink and you miss it double armor set, one with the red trim, one with the base trim, as well as a great weapon and a base. So you get a lot just for going downstairs. I don't know if there's a way to get in, like from getting the key cards from somewhere else. I'm truly not sure. So if there is a way that you can keep these guards in your kind of secret outpost, let me know. Otherwise, you're gonna have to kill the first one to get the armor and then get the key card from him so you can get in and then have a sweet little Imperial base. So with all that being said, let me know what your favorite armor set is down in the description. If you know of any other kind of secret armor sets, let us know as well. And until next time, may the Force be with you.